Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Patterson. I am a Master's of Nursing Administration student at West Texas A&M, reviewing an article for my Practicum course. This is my final semester, and I'm really excited to take the information from this course and the other courses and apply it to my daily work. I currently work as an OR supervisor at Baylor Scott and White in Waco and love my job, love the leadership role. Before I was in that role, I was the charge nurse. So before that, nurse on the floor, and really called the OR my home from the beginning, but I do have experience in other areas. I worked cardiac progressive care at Methodist Hospital in San Antonio. I also worked PRN at a skilled nursing facility, Blue Skies of Texas East in San Antonio as well. And before that, I had worked as a CNA and CMA. So I'm very familiar with staffing of various types of roles and what that entails. And so wanted to focus my project on staffing in particular for our unit. A little bit of background on why staffing. The OR experienced a 50% vacancy rate in 2021 after COVID. We saw a mass exodus of people leaving to go fill in as locums and travelers at other facilities. And so we saw the impact not only from our nursing staff, but also our CSTs. And so the project is inspired as an initiative to have more involvement in schedules, because that was one of the feedbacks from our staff as they were leaving, that they didn't have a lot of control over OR schedules because we are 24/7 and the demand sometimes can be very challenging. So my project will take a focus on ensuring that there is staff involvement in unit scheduling, helping to design and structure a guideline that also helps support our facility expectations and budgeting. And through this, I think that the education of the staff to understand why days are staffed certain ways, teams are flexed off, PTO is used in certain ways, will help to have a better satisfaction of their roles, and also have them be an owner in processes on the unit to feel more satisfied. And so on that note, I did review an article. It's called Systematic Review: What is the Impact of Self-Scheduling on the Patient, Nurse, and Organization? And so the background of the article does outline that flexible work arrangements are considered one of the most critical aspects to improve job satisfaction and retention in nursing staff. It ranges from having full control over working hours to moderate control. But one of the big things they said is self-scheduling offers flexible working arrangements that helps to create a work schedule for employees, giving them more control over their work hours. There are different strategies used in facilities. Some are manual, some are IT based. And so for our project, we actually are using a Microsoft program that uses Power Automate to arrange schedules for staff and tie in PTO calendar requests. That way they can see who's off and who can schedule for the day. And so this should help to improve the satisfaction on the unit, because a lot of them feel as though, well, I need to work 8s, or I need 10s, I need 12s. And because we are a level 2 trauma center and have trauma requirements that we have to meet for on-call and response times for any trauma activations, it's really important for the staff to understand that we're not trying to make them work until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, that patient care really is at the center, but also want them to feel like they have control to say, hey, you know what, on Thursday, I'm not busy, so I don't mind taking call and picking up a 12-hour shift today, but I really have something very important to do on Thursday, and I would like to make sure that I am off or working 8 hours instead. The study took surveys, and they also validated information using, oh gosh, like this article, sorry, I think it's 36 pages, so I have to catch my notes up. So the study looked at information from years of research, and looked at 12 out of 23 articles that really gave a good definition of self scheduling. And so, when reviewing this study, there were a significant amount of differences in patient care provided, job satisfaction, and it really actually interestingly showed an improved amount of quality in care provided, as the nurses expressed that they were um, less likely to leave, and that it was helpful to not have the nurse manager spend time making the monthly schedules. So there were positives to the study. There were multiple articles that also showed that there were limitations. Just because it is so hard to look at inclusion criteria, and make sure that it's consistent across the board. But one thing that the study did recommend was that future research should further develop practical recommendations for the effectiveness of interventions and employ a mixed method longitudinal study that integrates staff and management perceptions. So, what I took away from that was while the self scheduling is important, it is a crucial aspect to have some leadership involvement. And what I wanted to do through the review of this article is ensure that during the initiation of this self scheduling PTO calendar program that we're putting together for the OR, that I optimize the opportunity to teach them about our productivity levels and have them have a good understanding of why we need to flex off on certain days and why on call might be necessary for others. And hopefully that gives an improved feedback on how they schedule at work. And I'm really looking forward to the feedback from my team and anyone else too. Thank you so much.